Good day and welcome to AGK's Vinyl Life. Today is April 23rd, Saturday. It's 8:15 in the morning and I'm in my car heading off to yet another record store day. So on this episode, I'm going to be taking you down to my various stops this year for record store day and we'll see what I get. So I'm just going to start driving now and I'll be talking to you guys in a minute. So yes, I'm just heading south right now towards the lakeshore, towards Port Credit. I'm in Mississauga for record store day. My local record store, Rick's Recollections, that I've taken you guys to many times, is approximately 15 minutes from my house. And I'm just heading there now to get ready for record store day. I'm actually not really excited this morning because I already know that most of the titles I want this year didn't come in, and they didn't come into most of my stores. I have a store, like I said, Rick's is first. If I don't find what I want at Rick's, up the street there's another store that I'll check out, but I know they didn't get the things I wanted either. And then last but not least is PCV Records in Oakville, which is about a 20-minute drive from Rick's, a 20-25 minute drive from Rick's. And I've seen their list for record store day because they publish it on their website, and they also never got most of the things I want. So the Ramones box set, my number one want on the list, and the electronic both didn't come in to any of the locations. PCV, I know for a fact, did not get the Ramones box set. Rick did not get the Ramones box set. I don't know if the other location did because they don't publish their info, but they are a much smaller record store and they really never get many record store day titles in the first place. So, and I've talked to a few people around town that have checked with their stores, and it looks like, I don't know, it looks like Canada to Toronto got screwed on the Ramones box set. It looks like we all got screwed. Nobody seems to be getting that Ramones box set. For all you Taylor Swift fans, apparently nobody's getting the Taylor Swift single either. The electronic, I know one location, PCV I know got a few copies, but by the time I get there they'll be gone because they only got a couple copies. So this record store day I'm not too thrilled about, not too happy about. It could very well be a huge bust for me this year. Very disappointing. I'm in kind of a disappointed mood driving down there knowing already that I won't be able to get the things I want. So I'll see you guys from Rick's Recollections. I'll be there in about another 5 minutes or so and we'll take it from there. So I'm standing here at Rick's Recollections in Port Credit, Ontario, and the store is going to be opening in about 20 minutes or so. And there's just a small group of people here, as there are every year, just a handful of people. I've been talking to some of the people. I know that one fellow's looking for the Joni Mitchell. Another fellow's looking for Rory and U2. I think a couple of people are looking for the U2. Another person's looking for Prodigy. And Rick's come out, and we should be going in pretty soon. And I'll take you guys in. Maybe I'll do a little crate dig with you guys. See the record store day titles. It will be opening soon. It's a little bit chilly here this morning, a little bit chilly. But here we are. It's a kind of a cloudy, overcast day. There is rain in the forecast. It's only about 8 degrees Celsius here. It's a little bit cool. And we'll be heading in a few minutes to record store day. So here I am in Rick's Recollections. I've been browsing for about 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes. I actually got a fair handful of stuff here. I think I got 2, maybe 3. I think I got 3 that were on my original list. I did not get my number 1 and 2 wants. As suspected, the Ramones box set, which did not come to Canada. It's been confirmed that Canada got no copies. And I did not find electronic. I found a couple others that were on my original want list. And then, as I do every record store day, picked up 3 or 4 things that really I had not planned on getting, that I sort of said, I have a look at them come record store day, and if they look interesting, I'll grab them. And I grabbed a few of those things. It's pretty busy in here. Lots of people. It's a pretty successful record store day, I would say. And now I'm just going to go stand in the lineup to check out. And I'll show you guys later what I got here at Rick's. I'm going to be heading over to Archtop and PCV as well today.
So I will show you guys what's in this little stack of records. I think you can see Roy Ayers here. And I'll see you guys soon. So I'm just here in Archtop Cafe, also in Port Credit, Ontario, 109 Lakeshore Road East. This is another store just down from Rick's, about 3 blocks down from Rick's Recollections. They have a really wide selection of things, as you can see. Lots of headphones, mics, and things. Here's all their new records here, and here, and here, and on the wall. And if you go down in the back there and downstairs in the basement, they have all their used vinyl. I will give you guys a proper tour of Archtop Cafe in a future video, where I will be talking to the owner and giving you guys a real detailed tour of the store. I found a couple more titles here for Record Store Day. I'm picking up one for a friend and another one for myself. So they'll be, I did find a couple interesting things here. Both titles I had not planned to get on Record Store Day, but they looked really good, and I'm definitely grabbing them. So I found 2 things here. From here, I'm going to be heading to PCV Records in Oakville, my final stop for the day. So I'm just going to cash out at Archtop Cafe Vinyl Bar, and I'll see you guys soon. So I'm just heading down the highway now to PCV PCV Records in Oakville, Ontario. Oakville's about 20 minutes or so east of Mississauga on the lake shore, and so it's a little bit of a longer drive, but it's still better than driving all the way downtown Toronto. Downtown Toronto drive for me is to say Sonic Boom Records is a good 45-minute drive, plus you got to pay like 20 bucks for parking. It's a big pain going to Sonic Boom. But I'm on my way to PCV. It's my 3rd stop on my Record Store Day tour. I'm hoping to find at least the electronic. I know the store out here in Oakville got the electronic, but only got 4 copies, and it's already 11:30, so they could be gone. I'm crossing my fingers big time that I can at least get the electronic, which was the number 2 on my list. So it might be a wash. And there were a couple other maybes on my list. See if PCV got any, and I might walk out with at least something from PCV. I'll be there in a few minutes, and I'll see you guys from PCV Records in Oakville, Ontario. So here I am in PCV Records in Oakville. As you can see, it's pretty busy in here today. Lots of people, pretty busy. All the Record Store Day stuff's up on the wall. Unfortunately, the electronics are gone, which I expected was going to happen. They only got 4 copies in, and they were gone. I did find a couple other things, 2 things that weren't on my list that looked interesting, so I'm going to grab those to make the trip worthwhile. And I'm going to cash out, and that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys from my house and show you guys what I got at Record Store Day. So that's it. Bye for now from PCV Records here in Oakville. So I'm just heading home after hitting Rick's Recollections, the Archtop Vinyl Bar, and PCV Records in Oakville. 3 record stores today. I'm not sure how many things I bought. I kind of spent my budget and got quite a few things that I hadn't planned on getting, but that always happens every year. And only got a few of the titles, I think, from my original wish list. I'll have to look at my wish list to see exactly what I did actually get from it. I know there were only like, I think 2 titles I got from my wish list. So, and everything else was unplanned and maybes. I am just heading home. I am going to make one more stop though, because I just thought of another record store that is actually kind of on my way from where I'm leaving PCV. It's not off the beaten path to my house. It's a chain record store, Sunrise Records. They do get a little bit of Record Store Day stuff. They don't get a lot of Record Store Day stuff. Sunrise Records, Record Store Day things are never really the greatest. But, you know, I'm going to kind of pull a trigger and see if there's a last possible chance I can pull off that electronic somewhere else. I'll give it a shot. They're on my way home. So we're going to have a quick stop at Sunrise Records, and then I'll be home to show you guys everything I got for Record Store Day, April 2022. So here I am in Erin Mills Town Center. It's one of our big shopping malls here in Mississauga, where there is a Sunrise Records. I've brought you guys to the Sunrise Records before. This is my last chance to maybe score one of the things on my wish list. Sunrise really doesn't get that much record store day titles. They're not the greatest. This particular Sunrise Records is normally a disaster area. It's a horror story for organization. Not a very shining example of a great record chain. But they occasionally do get their gems. They're mostly, honestly, they're mostly overpriced and disorganized, but there is the occasional gem. So let's see what they got for Record Store Day. And there's their very small Record Store Day rack there. I don't see anything right off hand, but I'm gonna take a look and maybe get lucky here. Maybe there's one thing, who knows? Maybe a gem, we shall see. So lo and behold, Sunrise Records came through and I found one of the titles that was on my list that was not at PCV, was not at Rick's, and was not at Archtop, and neither of them got any copies of it. I did find one title, and you guys will see what that title is when I get home. I did find one more title from my original wants list at, lo and behold, at Sunrise Records. So not bad, happy for that. No electronic. Electronic was the big strikeout. But I'm heading home now, and I'll show you guys everything I got for Record Store Day, April 2022. So I hope you all enjoyed my little vlog that I did going to the various record stores this morning on my travels. I'm home now, and I'm going to show you guys what I got at all those record stores. Of course, I visited Rick's Recollections in Port Credit, Ontario, and then went just down the street a few blocks to the Archtop Vinyl Bar and got a couple of things there. Then I tripped out westward to Oakville, Ontario, where I went to PCV Records and picked up a couple more things there. And then just on my way home, I got lucky at Sunrise Records in the Erin Mills Mall, which was on my travels home, and found actually one thing there. So a successful morning. I ended up with a total of 13 records today. For those of you that watched my original video that I filmed a month and a half ago of my Record Store Day wants, I had 8 titles on my want list that I wanted. 3 of them were must-haves, and the other 5 were maybes that I would decide on Record Store Day if I wanted them after looking at them. There were 5 that were maybes and 3 that were must-haves. So I had a total of 8 things on that list that I wanted. And today I got 4 of the 8 things that were on that list. And the other 4 that were on that list that I didn't get today were Asia 30, which I actually passed on. I did find it at PCV Records. They're the only ones to have it. Asia 30, I actually passed on it. It was a single LP picture disc of Asia 30, which I thought originally was like a live album or something, but it turned out to be their reunion album from 2012, pressed on vinyl. A reunion album. I'm not familiar with that album, so I actually passed on that one because I just pre-ordered yesterday the Asia Live in Asia box set that's coming out in June, and that is a live album recorded Asia Live in Asia from the 80s, and the box set looks spectacular, so I ordered that one instead. So I passed on the Asia. The second of the 4 I never got that was on my original video. In my original video was Jazz Sabbath. Nobody here. All 4 record stores I went to, nobody got the Jazz Sabbath, though not much I can do about that. It's not like I missed it, it's just nobody got it. So Jazz Sabbath was number 2. And then the other 2 that I didn't get today, which were my top 2, unfortunately, were my top 2 wants of Record Store Day 2022. And that was the second place one of Electronic and their Remixes LP, of course, featuring Johnny Marr and Neil Tennant from Pet Shop Boys. 3 of the stores I went to never even got it, and PCV Records only got 4 copies, and of course by the time I got out there they were gone because PCV Records was my planned 3rd stop on the list. So I unfortunately didn't get that. I'm a little disappointed. I really wanted that, and I've already gone online to see what they're going for on Discogs, and the price has been jacked. They're going for crazy money, so You never know. Maybe Rick or one of the other stores will get, some more in, because as people know, that people, if you miss out on record store day, it's not the end of the world, because a lot of extra stock and things get shipped to record stores in the week or so after record store day. So who knows? Maybe Rick will get a copy of electronic. He did have it on order. Maybe he'll pull a copy of electronic a later date. Fingers crossed. It is what it is. A little disappointed, but what can you do? And the number one, and the fourth one I didn't get from my original 8 was, of course, the Ramones box set, which did not get shipped to Canada at all. And in fact, just when I was leaving Rick's, he had gotten an email from his distributor saying that, yes, indeed, Ramones box set never got shipped to Canada. It was an oversight. Canada got none, and that apparently the Ramones box set is being repressed for release in Canada. And they hope to have it repressed and available for the June 18th drop of all the record store day titles that didn't drop now. They hope to have that Ramones box set for the June 18th drop, if not early July, according to the email that he got. So the Ramones box is getting repressed for Canada because Canada got screwed. Canada always gets screwed for a lot of titles. So that's the story of the Ramones. I didn't get 4 that I wanted, but with the money I saved by not getting those 4, and I had expected a pretty penny for the Ramones box. I had a budget set for how much I was going to spend today, and because I didn't get that Ramones box, that was a big chunk of money that I didn't spend, and those other 3 albums. So not getting those other 4 albums gave me money, and I was able to get 8 other things that weren't on my list, actually. Yes, I got 8 more things that weren't even on my list, bringing my total to 12 record store day titles, and I have one other thing to show you here as well. So I got 4 from my original list, and 8 that weren't on my list that just looked really great when I saw them, and just went for it because I had the money left over to spend, and I got lots of time to save up if that Ramones box set comes out in June. I got a couple months to save for that. So let's dive into it. What did I get? So the first thing I got, I'm going to show you the things that were on my original list. The 4 that I did get from my original 8. I'm going to show you those first. And the first one here is one that I picked up at Sunrise Records on the way home. Surprisingly enough, Rick's, PCV, and Archtop never got this release in, and Sunrise did. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And it was one of the 4 I did get from my original list. And it is Pete Townshend's Deep End Face to Face. First time on vinyl, limited edition, 2 LP pressed on yellow vinyl, featuring David Gilmour on lead guitar. I'm excited for this. It's from his White City tour. It's got some great stuff on here. Won't Fool Again's on here. Secondhand Love, Give Blood, Behind Blue Eyes, Slit Skirts, The Sea Refuses, No River, Face to Face, Pinball Wizard, Little Is Enough, Rough Boys, Night Train. I am excited to hear this. Pete Townshend, Deep End, Face to Face, featuring David Gilmour on guitar. Fantastic. And I found that at Sunrise Records. The second of the 4 from my original list that I got is Roy Ayers' Virgo Vibe, long out of print since 1967 classic, produced by Herbie Mann, featuring musicians Herbie Hancock, Charles Tolliver, Joe Henderson, Harold Land, and more. And of course, Roy Ayers is a vibraphonist. I love Roy Ayers, and I've wanted this album for a long time. And this is a limited edition red colored vinyl. Roy Ayers, Virgo Vibes. This was a second one from my original 4 that I wanted. So happy to get that. The third one that was on my original 4, on my original list of the 4 that I got, is 35th anniversary of Who's That Girl. Includes Who's That Girl extended version, dub, Causing a Commotion, movie house mix, and silver screen mix dub on 12-inch red vinyl, limited edition of 15,000. I don't really call that limited. 15,000. That's not really that limited. The Madonna Who's That Girl Super Club Mix, and of course I showed this one as one of the things I wanted of my original 8 wants. Who's That Girl? Madonna. I love my pop divas. And the fourth and last thing from my original list that I wanted, and this was number 3 on my list. Like I said, Ramones was number 1, electronic number 2. This was my number 3 one of my top 10 favorite musicians of all time, and this is Santana and Splendiferous. This is a record store day. Splendiferous is a vision, a collection of incredible songs that I feel needed to be shared with listeners' heart. I personally compiled the songs in a flow that speaks to me and tells a story outside of time. The songs are assigned and designed to unite, celebrate humanity, and bring healing and intimacy. Carlos Santana. And this is a comp of various things from albums that he released through in the 90s, 2010s. It's a kind of a comp, but a lot of this, everything on here has never been on vinyl before. And everything on here has never been pressed to vinyl. It's a 2 LP set, and with a lot of stuff. And some of these things were things that he'd performed for other people and had appeared on other people's records even. And alternate versions of things that he did release, as well as things that were from those albums through that period of time. But one example here is The Game of Love, which appeared on his, I think it was called All of Me album in the mid-2000s, which was only on CD. To this day is only on CD. And The Game of Love on that album originally featured Michelle Branch on vocals. Well, this version of The Game of Love features Tina Turner on vocals. So really cool. And I'm a big Santana fan. He's probably in my top 5 artists of all time. So this was number 3 on my list. Happy to at least get this if I didn't get the Ramones and the electronic. So now for the 8 that weren't on my original video. These were afforded to me by the not being able to get the Ramones box set and the other 3 albums. So the money that I would have spent on those things pretty much equals what I spent on these 8 albums here. And the first one I'm going to show you, it would have been in my video if I knew it existed. It would have been in that video I did a month and a half ago. But when I did that video, I did not see, I don't know if I missed it, but I was pretty sure I did not see this on the list. And everybody that's watched me before on Record Store Day videos knows I'm a big Jazz Dispensary fan. I have every Jazz Dispensary Record Store Day drop since they started. All of them. And there was another one this year. Like I said, I didn't see it on the original list. And when I filmed my video a month and a half ago, if I did, it would have been on that list. So happy to get this. And there was only 1 copy. Rick only got 1 copy of this. I'm happy to snag it. The other 3 stores I went to never got this at all. So Jazz Dispensary's Super Skunk. Super Skunk. And it's got a cool die-cut cover. It is Jazz Dispensary returns with a brand new groove trip that zigzags in the sonic space between hard bop saxophone extravaganza of Cannonball Adderley and Houston Person to the rhythmic meditations of Woody Herman and the Bar-Kays. Hard on the drums and horns, easy on the ears, pressed on opaque red vinyl. I am super excited for this one. I love the Jazz Dispensary releases. And, I mean, Cannonball Adderley, my favorite jazz musician of all time, saxophonist. So this is going to be killer. Happy to get that. Like I said, it would have been on my original list if I had known it was coming out. But I either just missed it or it was added later or something. But I got the only one that appeared at any of these 4 stores. Happy on that. Now the next ones were all ones, there were a couple of them here I knew were on the list and I was like, will I get it, won't I get it, who knows. But here, the rest of these were all spur of the moment buys after looking at them, reading the info on the album. The first one is Motor Tape. That's right, Motorhead, The Lost Tapes, live in Norwich, 18th of October 1998. A limited edition, previously unreleased live album on double blue vinyl. A live set, and when I saw the track list and everything, this looked smoking hot, so I grabbed it. Motorhead, The Lost Tapes. And it looks like an absolutely killer live set. All the best Motorhead songs are on here. So this was a spur of the moment, unplanned buy that I originally had. I vaguely remember it being on the list, but it didn't catch my interest. But when I saw it, I decided to go for it. And the price was good. Price was reasonable. The next one, I knew it was coming out, and I was like, well, we'll see if I buy it, because for some reason, these guys always charge like $10 more for their EPs than anybody else. I knew it would probably be more overpriced, and I've bought quite a few of them in the past years, and I've skipped some in the past years. I know I'm talking about U2. A Celebration, limited edition exclusive record store day release for 2022. Includes 2 previously unreleased tracks on 180 heavyweight vinyl. U2, A Celebration. I mainly went for this one because it does have some unreleased music from their a very recent tour on it, actually. So I actually ended up going for this one. It was pricey. Like the U2 EPs are always pricey, and I have a lot of them, but there's the odd one that I've actually skipped as well. But this one I decided to go for after I read, the track listings and a little more of the info on it. I pulled the trigger, and like I said, I had the money, didn't get that Ramones box set, which I'd put a big chunk of change aside for. So, happy to have the U2. I'm a big U2 fan anyhow, a semi-U2 completist. So happy to have that U2. And that's everything I got. I believe that was all from Rick's. Everything there was from Rick's except the Pete Townsend, which was from Sunrise. The next stop in my journey was Archtop Cafe, where I found 3 titles, all of which I had not planned on buying. One of them I vaguely remember reading over the list. The other 2, I don't think I just didn't notice, or they didn't grab my attention when reading the record store day list. But after seeing them in the store, I decided to go for them. And the first was the Blondie Sunday Girl 7-inch Blondie's 1979 #1 smash, remastered from the original analog tapes. Deluxe gatefold double 45 set, includes English and French versions, plus 1979 live recording, plus the Chris and Debbie's home demo recording of Sunday Girl. A nice little 7-inch. I haven't had a record store day 7-inch single in a while. I don't think I've got any in the last year, so I always like to get at least one every record store day. So I grabbed that one, Sunday Girl. Had a nice cover and everything, so why not? Why not? Sunday Girl. Blondie. The next one I got flew under the radar. I missed it on the list, and I didn't really pay a lot of attention to it. But my recent discovery of Enemy of None, the new band featuring Alex Lifeson from Rush, and the bassist from Coney Hatch, and a member of this band as well. Enemy of None, I'll be talking about that in a future video. I'm just blown away by that album. So when I saw this, and I knew that one of the members of Enemy of None is from this band, and I knew of this band, and I decided to pull the trigger on it. The price was really good, so I pulled the trigger on Voivod and Angel Rat. And this is the first North American LP release of the 1991 prog metal masterpiece, newly mastered for vinyl by Peter Moore. Deep purple with lime monster green swirl vinyl, limited to 6,000 copies. I pulled the trigger on Voivod, Angel Rat. And so pretty cool to have that one. Excited to hear that. And the next one up here, I remember seeing this on the list, but when I remember talking to Rick, and I go, "Are you going to order this album?" He's like, "No." I didn't know anybody was planning to order this album, and I only found the Voivod, I only found at Archtop. The other 3 locations I went to today did not carry that. The same with the Sunday Girl. So everything I got in these various record stores were only in these record stores, most of them. Certainly the Voivod and the like I said, the Blondie and that Pete Townsend. And this is the second one I got at Archtop Cafe. Nobody else got this one. And everybody knows I'm a big comp fan. I love my comps. And especially comps of obscure music. And this one's called I'm a Mess. Punk 45. Do it yourself or die art, trash, and neon punk 45s in the UK 1977 to 1978. I'm a Mess. It's a complete with extensive text, exclusive photography, original artwork, super limited edition. 2 LP comes with bonus free 7-inch single, I'm a Mess by Stormtrooper, plus download code. And this one looks really cool. I'm a sucker for these albums, and this is really, really cool. 2 LP set of punk 45s from the UK from 1977 78. I think this is going to be killer. I didn't know anybody was getting it, and only Archtop got it, and they only got 1 copy, and I snagged it. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to punking out with this sucker right here. I'm a Mess, Punk 45. And now the last couple I got for my record store day shopping. Also ones I had not planned on getting. I remember vaguely them being on the list, but really never really researched or thought much of them. But when I saw these two, both of these ones I got at PCV Records in Oakville. And the first one is the definitive 12-inch singles from 1983 to 1987 of Sheena Easton. And it is a limited edition pink double vinyl, her first ever 12-inch singles collection with 2 previously unreleased tracks, including Lost, 12-inch singles, Sweet Talker, and Wanna Gimme Love. You know, I love my pop divas, and Sheena Easton, I like the odd thing that she released. So I jumped in. I love 80s 12-inch singles. So this is a collection, a double LP collection of Sheena Easton and her 12-inch singles. This is probably going to be really fun and killer. So I jumped on this, and this one was only in PCV. None of the other stores got this one, and they only got 1 copy of this one too. So happy to snag this Sheena Easton. And the last record store day title I picked up today, also from PCV Records, was one that I'd seen it on the list and really didn't give it much thought. I'm not a big fan of this band. I do have a couple albums from this band that I really do love. And but when I saw the cover art, I thought the cover art alone was absolutely killer. And my friend Naz Nomad, who I was chatting with the other day, he's a good friend of mine, Naz Nomad. You probably checked out his channel. He mentioned that he was planning to get this one, and that kind of sparked my curiosity, and I looked it up again. And this one was only in PCV. It did not appear in any of the other record stores, and they only had 1 copy left. I don't know how many they originally got, but they had 1 copy left. So I pulled the trigger on it, and it is LA Guns and Waking the Dead. First time on vinyl, the 2002 classic. Features OK Let It Roll, and this is on a red, white, and blue splatter edition with a download card. But the cover art is absolutely killer, and I like LA Guns. Like I said, I have a few LA Guns records, but I'm by no means a completist of LA Guns. But this one looked just the cover looked super cool, and I just decided to jump on it because there was one left, and Naz was talking so much about how he really wanted this one, so I pulled the trigger on LA Guns, Waking the Dead. What a cool freaking cover that is! Fantastic. So those are my Record Store Day April 2022 pickups. And the last thing I picked up, for those of you that watched my video from 2 days ago, my mini preview where I went to Rick's and did a little preview of his store and what was going on Record Store Day, I had panned by his MoFi wall, his Mobile Fidelity original master recordings wall, and I had mentioned in that video, oh, I see one. I guess I'm going to be buying a record. Well, I didn't buy it that day. I actually just asked Rick to put it away, and I told Rick that I would pick it up on Record Store Day with my other Record Store Day purchases if my finances could afford it. But this is a record I'd heard about. I do have this album, pressing of this album that was released about 7 years ago. I think 7 years ago. I do have a numbered, limited colored edition of this record. But it had a horrible warp on it, and I should have sent it back. It was playable, though the needle is going like this, literally going like this. It has a terrible warp, and I should have probably sent it back and got my money back, but I know for a fact that they had no more. It was the last one they had in stock, so if I'd have sent it back, I wouldn't have had any. So it survived. It was, it does play, but it just a massive warp. So I said, one day maybe I'll get an upgrade or something. It was good enough at the time, but then I knew this was coming out on vinyl this year, and it came out just a few weeks ago, and I've heard in reviews that this sounds spectacular. And this is my favorite album, actually, by this band, and it is the original master recording of El Dorado, a symphony by the Electric Light Orchestra, otherwise known as ELO, and this is on MoFi Super Vinyl. So I grabbed this one today, not a Record Store Day release, but this was the one that I had mentioned that I'd seen on the MoFi wall that I was going to jump on. So I added that to my purchase today, though not part of my Record Store Day, just something. So this is probably going to sound sweet, and this is my favorite ELO album. This is the album that got me into ELO. So happy to have this, and this was number 9,401, apparently. I don't know how many they pressed. And that's it, that's all. That's everything I got today for Record Store Day, April 2022. There will be another drop in June. There are a couple titles I think I wanted on that, and I'm still hoping that Ramones box set finds its way to Canada, and maybe somebody will find that electronic. And if anybody out there has got a copy of electronic, I'd be happy to take it off your hands, because the ones that are on Discogs and eBay are just going for stupid money. But that's it. That's all. Hope you enjoyed my vlog today. Hope you enjoyed my Record Store Day video and all my purchases. I'll see you guys in my next video. And as always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up always make people feel good. And subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. I try to post a video like this every week. And turn that notification bell on, ding, 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 so you don't miss any of my videos. And comments welcome down below. I always reply to every comment I get. And last but not least, follow me on Instagram. And my Instagram is @AGK_lifetime of vinyl, where I post my spin of the day almost every day, among other things. And that's it. That's all. Happy Record Store Day, everybody. I hope you all got the things you were looking for on Record Store Day. And I'll be watching, some of your Record Store Day videos today myself. And I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you guys very, very soon in my next video. And as I always say, rock and roll!